Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Meditations with me, Josh. It's always a pleasure and a blessing to be with you and do these meditations to start off our day. I want to thank everybody who has sent emails and just messages of encouragement, just sharing with me how much you're getting out of this time together. It is so inspirational for me, very encouraging. It just warms my heart to know that there are so many of you who are getting something fruitful out of this experience, and so I'm honored and I'm happy to be doing it with you. We're continuing our study on the Beatitudes this morning, and if you're tuning in for the first time, you can go back and watch the previous videos on it. But we're in the third Beatitude, and the third Beatitude is blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. And maybe a better way of translating that would be blessed are the gentle, or even still better, blessed are the gentled. So those who are brought into a place of humility, those are a place where people are operating from a place of gentleness, where they realize that they don't have to force things to happen. The difference, of course, between that and maybe sort of the average mindset of today um, is that we try to force things to happen sometimes, especially people who maybe have a need for power or a need to get their way. And so those of us who struggle with that, struggle with um, needing to control every aspect of our lives instead of living with a posture of openness and gentleness to let things come and go in and out of our lives, recognizing that we don't necessarily own anything, but that we're just experiencing things and people and loved ones and circumstances, and sometimes all of those things are can be good, and sometimes they could be bad, and sometimes they could be anything in between. But Christ is saying to his audience, which is really just his disciples on the side of this mountain in this beautiful place in Galilee, the Sea of Tiberias, which I've been to, and I've been to the same spot that he delivered this sermon, and it is breathtaking. But he says, "Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth." Sort of turning the normal idea upside down, that the powerful are the ones that will inherit the earth, because they don't, right? Like the power that they crave and the need to control doesn't really give them anything of any quality or any sort of authentic value, because whatever value they're whatever value is within the thing that they're questing after for with power and going to great lengths to get, sometimes dangerous and unhealthy lengths, whatever value exists in it is unobtainable by the person because they're so overwhelmed and blinded by the need for it, right? It's the need, it's the power that makes them hungry. It's the power that makes them go from just somebody who's really enthusiastic about something to, on the extreme side, like the tyrant who does terrible things to get what they want. And so Christ is saying it's not that person. It's not that person who seeks to control. It's not that person who needs the thing so badly that they're willing to go to any length to get it. It's the meek. It's the gentle. Another way of kind of framing all of that is sometimes it's referred to as devouring the lion within. Sort of the lion is like the lower base animal instincts that drive us to do things that don't exactly make a lot of sense, or they're not very compassionate, or they don't really have anybody else in mind except for our own agenda. And so we have to overcome the lion. We have to devour that lion within us before that lion in us devours us. And there's a beautiful way to phrase all this, and it was written in a book called The Little Prince. It's a children's book. And there's a fox who asks the prince, he says, "What does it mean to tame something?" And the prince replies to the fox, he says, "To tame something means to basically own it, but not own it in a possessive way, to take responsibility for it. Because I've tamed you, I'm now responsible for you. And you depend on me because I've tamed you and we have this relationship now." And in a lot of ways, that's the part that's missing from a lot of our questing after things or goals, is that we don't establish that relationship with the things or the people or the whatever it is that we're after. So it becomes hollow for us. And so we have to think about that as we go about our lives and our day, is whatever we're working towards, one, what is driving us? Is it our lower base animal instincts that are driving us because we're hungry for it, because we need to control it, because we're powerful, it's mine, it's my way? Or are we being driven by a place of compassion where we've devoured that lion within us, and now we're operating from a place that sees the unity of all things, that sees the interdependence of all things, that sees the relationship that we form with the things that we tame that now become dependent on us? Because it's only through the latter half of that that we're able to inherit the earth. Anything that is other than that, that's from a place other than compassion and gentleness, you can't inherit the earth from that. So think about that this morning. Think about that as you go about your day. I love you all. I'm sincerely happy that you exist in the world. I hope you're all staying healthy and safe, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning. I love you.